your conference. Mute on.
My name is Claire Jane Seller. I'm the Assistant Marketing Manager for Visit Scotland, the National Tourist Board for Scotland. And I'm just going to run through a presentation about Scotland and how you can better sell Scotland. I'm here with our key partners, Royal Scottish Tours, and that's me, Claire Jane Seller, and Tanya Johnson is, some people are having a hard time hearing me. Excuse my accent, I'm from Edinburgh, so I hope that it's not understanding me, it's just hearing me. That might be better to hear me now. I've moved closer to the speaker, sorry about that. Okay, so let's get started. This is what I'm going to run through today. So I'm going to give you an overview of Scotland and our focus years, because us as a government agency have set up a variety of years to help make it easier for you to sell Scotland. Brave, which is a new Disney film, which I will tell you about, and it's a very exciting opportunity for Scotland. What's new, our consumer campaign that we're running in Canada that you might have seen. Our Scots Agent Programme, which I obviously would hope you would sign up to after this, because you'll know lots more about Scotland, so you'll pass all the seminars, no problem. And then our trade website, which is specifically for you guys, and then I'll hand over to Royal Scottish Tours, who can tell you about their products and how you can actually sell Scotland with with their tools, what you've got to do. So we have a question and answer session at the end, but I would far be happier that you just ask your questions whenever you go, and anything you want to do, just send your questions through and I can help. I will type away, and excuse any typos in case my English isn't up to scratch. Sorry about that. Right, let's get started. Okay, so Scotland. We are at the top of the UK, still part of Great Britain. So we're not an island, but obviously Great Britain is an island. Small country, population of 5.1 million, two big cities, Edinburgh being the capital, and Glasgow actually the largest city. They're very close together though, only an hour apart on the train, which is 50 minutes really, so very accessible. And you can fly direct into Glasgow through Transat. And then if you wanted to visit Edinburgh in particular or stay in Edinburgh, it's an easy link between the two cities. Scotland has approximately 100 whisky distilleries. We pride ourselves being the home of whisky, and you can visit a lot of these, very accessible, and learn about how to blend, master blenders, and there's great visitor attractions, good opportunity for you to see how whisky is made. We also are the home of golf. We invented it, and we're very proud of our golfing heritage, and we have over 500, in fact it's now 555 golf courses, one of them being Donald Trump, which I'm sure you've just heard of, very famous North American. He has decided that he wants to come to Scotland to create his own little patch of Scotland for golf. So we're delighted to have that. We also have lots of islands, part of our country. Only 10% of these are inhabited. Lots of them mostly just are wildlife homes. But they're beautiful, and a lot of them are very easily accessible. And also Scotland has 5 World Heritage Sites, which we're very proud of. Some of them are in Edinburgh, some other of them are throughout the country, but we're very proud of these. Okay, to tell you a bit about the focus years I mentioned earlier. We as a national government body have set up a way to theme our years to help you be able to get the most out of your trip to Scotland for your clients. So 2010 was the year of food and drink, and for that year we specifically highlighted how Scottish food and fare can make a holiday really, and how we're very proud of our food heritage. I mean, Edinburgh in particular has 6 Michelin star restaurants, and that is something that as a small country we're very proud to have. Last year was the year of Active Scotland, so we focused on all the sort of activities you could do within Scotland, cycling, mountain biking, hill walking, kayaking, windsurfing, all of these things that you can do and get out and about. And there's lots of tour operators that offer these trips, and they're very exciting opportunities and good ways to see the country. This year is the year of Creative Scotland, and I'll go into a bit more detail about that in a minute. Next year is the year of Natural Scotland, and that we are specifically trying to focus on our natural heritage and natural beauty, and the fact that a lot of people come to Scotland in particular for our wildlife and our landscapes. We are on one of the biggest migratory paths for lots of birds, so we have a lot of keen birders or twitchers. Actually, I am one of them, so quite happy to live there and get to see all these things. And then other than that, the 2014, we're having a year of homecoming. Now, we actually did have a year of homecoming in 2009, which was to coincide with the 250th anniversary of Robert Burns' death. Now, that year, Scotland in particular, compared to the rest of Europe, which saw a decline in tourism, Scotland saw an increase. We were the only country. So we realised that a homecoming year works. It gets people exciting. Various activities which can maybe get your juices flowing and get you over to Scotland, especially people that have an ancestral interest in Scotland. We know that Canadians in particular, a lot of you are part Scottish or have a granny who's Scottish, or you have Scottish heritage, which we know you're proud of. That's a year to come back to Scotland. We'll have a clan gathering, a clan event, and various other ancestral tourism events throughout that year. Okay. So this is what we're deeming as the winning years. Basically, some of those things I've talked about, there are actual really large events happening. I'm sure you've heard about a lot of them. The Queen's Diamond Jubilee is this year. We in Scotland, because we have many of the very beautiful royal castles, Balmoral being one of them, or Holyrood House, and we're having specific activities put on this year to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. We also have the Olympic Games, which I know has been not of massive interest for some people because they're kind of scared about the masses, but in Scotland we will have the football, or soccer as you call it, and but other than that we'll have lots of the cultural aspects, what's called the Cultural Olympiad. We are getting involved in that and having cultural events specifically for the year, which is very exciting. Disney's Brave, which I'll talk about later, Year of Natural Scotland, and then as I said, the Year of Homecoming has two large events in it, which are the Ryder Cup, which is being held at Gleneagles. That's obviously the biggest golfing event in the world, which we're delighted to have at Gleneagles. And then also the Commonwealth Games, which Canadians are obviously very proud of and proud to be part of and do very well, quite frankly. So that's a good time for you to come to Scotland as well. Okay, so this year with the Olympics, these are some of the events that are happening. Some very large festivals, part of the Cultural Olympiad that I was speaking about. The Edinburgh Fringe Festival is doing some themed events around the Olympics. We have a new talent event, which is to showcase various different skills and talents throughout the world, throughout Scotland and the UK, and then some festival content, which you can buy packages for, you can put into your tours, and you can buy product before you arrive, so you make sure you have tickets. I think I probably covered this one, so actually I think I will move on, but if you have any questions about the Year of Creative Scotland, which is this year, please just email in. Okay, so Disney's Brave. I wanted to talk about this a bit because it's a very exciting opportunity for Scotland. This is what Disney are calling a Category 1 film. They are basically, sorry, I was a bit behind there. They are basically putting a level of investment into this film as the same as they did with Toy Story and Toy Story 2. So you'll know how big that was in terms of merchandise, in terms of PR, marketing, etc., etc. So Disney's Brave is a film about a clan princess called Merida. She basically wants to break away from her destiny. She doesn't want to be the clan princess that she's supposed to be, and it's all about her life and what she does instead of what her family want her to do. It focuses on Scotland's myths and legends. In the picture to the right, you can actually see the Callanish stones in the background, which is they're on the Hebrides. The castle at the bottom is one of the Scottish castles. Various different parts of the film, even though it's animated, is all throughout Scotland, featuring lots of Scottish iconic images. So it comes out in Canada in June, so that's very soon, and you'll see a lot of activity around it, which we'll be very much involved in, and it's a good opportunity for people to go and see where Miraida lived and travel around Scotland to be part of the Brave film. So it's a very exciting opportunity and something that will probably last a lot longer than just this year. So. Okay, just to give you some updates about some things that are new in Scotland. So there's various new hotels that have opened this year in particular. Scotland has just had a few more what we would call higher end 3-4 star hotels. So not just for the luxury market. I think there's a perception sometimes that Scotland is very capable to take the luxury market, which is true, but we also can do the middle to budget market as well. So in Glasgow we have a new hotel called Hotel Indigo, which is quite contemporary and modern. Blythewood Square used to be the RAC home for car touring in Scotland, and they've converted it into a hotel, but they've left all the themes of the cars throughout. So some of the rooms have like big images of some of the old cars. So if someone's a car fanatic, it's a very good hotel for them. In Edinburgh, there's a new, also a new Hotel Indigo and a Marriott Residence Inn, which is the first in the UK. A Residence Inn, I don't know if you have them here, but they are a type of sort of long-term, long-stay hotels where they have rooms which you could rent for like 3 months and have self-catering or catering. So it's quite an interesting prospect for Scotland. Just to give you a little overview about how we market to Canadians and what we know about you and who comes. On the right-hand side is a percentage of where Canadians travel from to come to Scotland and the percentage of where we'll market to, obviously Ontario being the largest, so hence where we would work mostly. And currently British Columbia is next, and then down from that. So we know that Canada's you're very keen to come to Scotland. There's a good ratio of you coming, and you come and you spend quite a lot of money. So that's quite good, high disposable income. And heritage and golf and ancestry and food seem to be the key reasons that drive the boomers to Scotland. Majority of you have Scottish heritage, and soft adventure. That's like hill walking, hiking, getting out of the tours. I know that obviously tours are very valuable, but a lot of people are wanting to go their own way, set their own path, and go for a hike in the hills. Sometimes can be daunting to some, but to others it's very achievable. And Scotland has one mountain, so it's easy. We also have this thing called Munro bagging. There's various different Munros within Scotland, and that's become quite a popular thing for people from 45 plus to do. You bag a Munro every time you climb one, and so people are going on little trips to specifically Munro bag. We also have a lot of repeat business from Canadians. If they come once, they tend to love it and thankfully want to come again, which is very good. And basically we know it's an important market to us, hence why we're doing things like this, because we want to ensure that you guys are armed with the right knowledge to be able to better sell our country to your clients. Okay, just to tell you a bit about our campaigns that we're doing at the moment. Our key partner is Royal Scottish Tours, who you'll meet in a second. This is the campaign Life is Like. We used to have a campaign here called I'm a Scot, which you may have seen. Life is Like is a campaign to try and get people to think what their life would be like when they come to Scotland. And it's a social media campaign as well as an online campaign. And it's been very interactive. We've had some very interesting people put their ideas of what they feel their life is like. The example I've got here is finding your clan. There's always a place where you belong. So you can actually go on to the campaign. You can put what you think your life is like, and then it goes live and that's been quite popular in North America. We do it with Canadian Traveller, the Globe and Mail, Toronto Star, and it seems to have a good pickup at the moment. And this week is what we call Scotland Week, hence why I'm doing this activity. And there's going to be a plethora of different things that we're doing this week to get this message out to you. This is another sort of solace part of the campaign. It's online and offline, as I say. We've also done some stuff with Travelzoo, which you might have seen, AOL, Canadian Traveller, and specifically going onto some ancestry websites because we realise that's a very keen way to get people into Scotland and through the ancestral tourism routes. Okay, the Scots Agent Seminar. I wanted to tell you a bit about that, and excuse me, I'm just going to refer to some of my notes because I've got some facts here. We have a seminar set up on our website, which is specifically for you to learn more about Scotland. It's 6 seminars. It's free to sign up and register. If you pass all the seminars, you become a Scots Agent, and you have basically an opportunity to use toolkits, use family trip assistance, use itineraries, things that can tell you about what the weather's like, what it would be like when you get here, little ditties of how to get the most for your clients out of Scotland. It costs $149 Canadian dollars once you've registered, once you pass all your seminars, and then after that is 60 Canadian dollars to renew. So it's not very expensive. You also get a certificate, a diploma certificate once you've completed, and you get a fam trip, a free fam trip to Scotland, which we try to encourage you to do within 2 years of completing the seminar so that the information is still fresh in your head. And we coincide it with an event called Expo, which I'll talk about in a minute. So this is where you would find the Scots Agent Programme. Visit scotlandtraveltrade.com. If you go on there, it's one of the first tabs called Scots Agent Programme on the left-hand side. This is the website where we specifically designed this for trade contacts. So it's all trade-specific information that are on here. You can register for our newsletter. You can download the itineraries. We'll tell you about the campaign on here and events that we're specifically working on and where we will be, where you can meet with us when we're here, what we're doing, and any way that you can get. Right, okay, I've just seen a question come in. If I complete the Scots Agent, does my name go on the Visit Scot website for consumers? Once you've completed and become a Scots Agent, you then are armed with you won't go on for the consumer website, but you are able to link straight to the consumer site. You'll have all the access to the what's called commissionable rates for Scottish suppliers, but you aren't there for consumers within Canada, if you see what I'm saying. Someone else has asked, is it Travel Trade or Travel Trade? It's all one word, traveltrade.com. So all one word, scotlandtraveltrade.com. I hope that was, is that what you were meaning?
I think the website is at the top.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's a typo. Apologies. It's Visit Scotland Travel. When you'll get it correctly. Apologies for that. That's my mistake. Okay. So now basically I'm going to hand over to Royal Scottish Tours so they can tell you about the product that they offer and how they sell Scotland in conjunction with us. I will hand over to Tanya now. Okay. I'll move out the way.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tanya from Royal Scottish Tours. I'm the sales manager. Royal Scottish Tours is a division of Royal Irish Tours, for those of you who know us as Royal Irish Tours. We're located here in Ontario. Our office is in Richmond Hill. We are the only specialist to Scotland out of Canada. We produce a standalone brochure with all of our Scottish products. What makes us a little bit unique in terms of selling Scotland would definitely be our staff. All of our staff have been to Scotland, have an in-depth knowledge of the areas that we are selling. Our major advertisers throughout Ontario, which we do co-op with, would be the Toronto Star, Globe and Mail, and the Travel Courier, and you may have seen our weekly e-blast. Our product, our main product would be our coach tours that we offer, first-class coach tours, smaller tours such as sightseeing tours, driving holidays, car rental, hotel accommodation from manor homes to bed and breakfast and castle stays. And we can also customize. If you haven't found what you're looking for in our brochure, we can put it together for you. Those who want a little bit more luxury as well, we can offer the chauffeur drive holidays. I'm going to talk a little bit about our Scottish Royal Coach Tour. That's our signature coach tour, our main coach tour that does go through Scotland. It's been traveling since 2005. We have weekly departures from May through October 2012 this year. All of our departures will be guaranteed. Your clients can expect 7 nights first-class accommodation throughout Scotland, full Scottish breakfast daily, 4 3-course evening meals. We use local tour guides of Scotland, and we do pull in locals in particular areas where we feel their knowledge is worth listening to. Some of the things that we offer, for example, we have a cruise on Loch Ness. We'll take you to some whiskey tasting. The whiskey distillery we take you to this year is a little distillery called Edradour. It's the smallest distillery in Scotland. I believe that they produce in a year what someone like Glenfiddich would produce. I'm sorry, what they produce in a year is what Glenfiddich would produce in a day. Many other various admissions that we offer. Some of the fun things we're doing this year, we'll take you down to Robbie Burns country. You can visit where he was born and a museum dedicated to his life. If you're not familiar with our coach touring, we don't leave until 9 o'clock in the morning. You're never on the coach for more than an hour at a time. You'll find comfort stops along the way that are not necessarily in the brochure, a P and a T, as some like to refer to it as. In the evenings or afternoons, we'll try to pull you in at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 to 5 in the afternoon, so you do have an opportunity to walk around a little bit, do some of your own exploring before you head off to dinner. For those of you who are traveling with us for the month of August, we will be taking them for their last night to the Royal Military Tattoo in Edinburgh. It's a wonderful event, and for those who are not there for the tattoo, we will offer you a traditional Scottish evening. Here's a list of some of our other coach tours that we offer, smaller ones, the Scottish Wonder. You'll spend a couple of nights up in Inverness. That's the hub of the Scottish Highlands. We'll take you down to Perthshire. You're right in the heart of Scotland there, and then finishing off in Edinburgh. For those who have less time, we've got the Highland Fling. Again, this one really focuses on 15-day first-class coach tour. You'll do the first week in Scotland, the Scottish Royal, as I described to you, and then we'll take you to Ireland for a week, focusing on the north of Ireland. We have new this year, the British Classic, and again, that is our signature tour, the Royal Scottish Tour Coach Tour, and followed by a week of our English Royal Coach Tour. Oh, I'm sorry. Just noticed a question. A demographic of our coach tours tend to be, I would say, about 45 and up. We don't have a lot of younger families. You can bring children. We recommend from about the age of 10 and up, but majority would be couples 45 and older. They are relatively leisurely. Another demographic, speaking of which, are our sightseeing tours. Our sightseeing tours are very popular for the younger traveler who does not want to drive, yet they do want to have the security of a guide throughout Scotland with the knowledge. We have a selection of mini tours. They run from about 2 to 5 days. Lovely little 16-seater Mercedes coaches, panoramic windows. How this basically works is we will pick you up in either Edinburgh or Glasgow. We will take you to wherever the tour is going to be based. You go out every day, you do your touring with our guide, you come back at the end of the day, and you have the evening to yourself, so you can choose where you go for dinner and have a little bit more free time. Just to answer this, do we have golf trips? We can customize golf trips. We don't have any set departures for golf trips within our brochures. With a lot of our tours, particularly our driving tours, we can help you to customize a day or two of golfing. Another nice thing about these sightseeing tours is you have a choice of bed and breakfast or hotel accommodation. Right. So again, the nice thing about this, smaller vehicles, you're getting into the back roads, a little bit more personal, and a lot more off the beaten track. Okay. And here's some of them, just to name a few. Iona, Mull, Isle of Skye, that's probably one of our very popular ones. One of my favorites would be the Orkneys and the far north. The Orkneys has a very strong history with the Canadian, the Navy actually, during the Second World War. We do have, just a question here, offer day tours for those who are spending a short time in the destination. Yes, we do have them. You won't find them in our brochure or online, but when you are talking to agents, please let them know, and we do have access to day tours, most of them departing from Edinburgh. So some of the other tours that I've listed here, Outer Hebrides, again, lovely set of islands off the west coast of Scotland. To tie into the whiskey again, Islay and the Whiskey Coast, which is lovely. You don't have to drive. You can sample your way along. And Loch Ness and Inverness, that's another very popular one. And 2 days, so that's basically a one-night tour. Another huge part of our product, of course, is our driving holidays. We have a large selection of driving holidays, starting with a very basic go-as-you-please option. That would be offering a car rental and bed and breakfast for the duration. We're listing them as 7 days, but you can expand to as many or as few days as you like. I'm going to have a little look here. Does the guide only speak English? On our coach tours, yes, for the majority of the time. Our guides in Scotland are all local Scottish people. Some do have a little bit of a second language to them, but for the most part, I would say in English, yes. So we have the B&B driving option, which is probably one of our most popular and affordable. You can go online once you make your reservation, pick the B&B of your choice, wherever you'd like to stay. I do recommend doing that ahead of time, particularly if you're going to travel to July and August. Another option we have would be the pre-booked driving tours, and we have a nice selection of those in our brochure. If the holiday of your choice is not there, again, we can customize it as per your client's choice. In terms of accommodation, we offer bed and breakfast, hotel, castle stay, manor home. Really, it's a huge option there. Full Scottish breakfast daily, which basically is a fully cooked breakfast. And this year, for the first year, all our driving holidays include what we call the Royal Coverage Car Rental. Your car rental now comes fully covered with collision damage waiver insurance, third-party insurance, and an additional driver. The nice thing about this, when your clients arrive to pick up the car, there are no additional mandatory extras that they have to pay for. The only things would be optional fuel tank, tank of fuel. I'm going to head down some questions here. I see them coming in. Do we have any packages for clients wanting to research family history? Well, yes. I mean, we can customize anything. What I recommend that they do is they trace the genealogy to find out what part of Scotland they'd actually like to go to. Maybe Visit Scotland can help with that. I believe they do have a link on there to help you search your genealogy, and then we can base you in that particular area. Deductible on the car rental. There will be a deductible. It is about £75 sterling. They can reduce that to zero locally. It is not mandatory. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, we do. The deductible is a little bit higher. It is about £500. It can be reduced to £75 sterling locally, and that's basically a super CDW. We cannot offer that prior, and that's up to your client to decide ahead of time if they so wish to do so. The only thing that's not included would be the windscreen and the tires, and that's pretty standard with any car rental. Okay. Just to run through some of our popular driving holidays, I've talked about the Scottish Adventure just a little bit, and that would be 7 nights with bed and breakfast. The Tartan Adventure is a very popular one. What we do is we'll fly you into Glasgow. You have a 2-night city stay in the choice of Edinburgh or Glasgow, at which point you pick up your car rental. You can do the open bed and breakfast program in between, and for your last night, we can book you into a 5-star deluxe castle stay. I'm going to move down. Where meals are included, do you accommodate for those with food allergies and intolerance? Yes, well, it's important that you let us know. We do send that information through to all of the properties that you do have food allergies and intolerance But again, it is important that the clients do bring this to the attention of the hotel upon arrival. What else we have here? We've got the Roam Around Scotland. This is a pre-booked 7-night holiday, and we can put that together with you with a mixture of bed and breakfast, hotels, and manor homes. The Elegant Scotland, this is pre-booked all luxury properties, 4- and 5-star hotels and manor homes. And then top of the line, we have the Castle Adventure, where you'll be staying in pre-booked luxury castles throughout. All of our driving holidays do come, again, with the fully cooked Scottish breakfast every morning. And of course, on all of the above, there is a chauffeur drive option available. And if they still haven't found what they're looking for, we will customize. You can email or call our agents, and we'll work with you until your client is happy with what you can offer. City Stays is another part of our program. This year we're offering the Glasgow Delight, Edinburgh Delight, and what this would be is 3 nights staying in either Glasgow or Edinburgh. We offer you high tea and a hop-on, hop-off city tour of Glasgow or Edinburgh. You can combine them if you like and travel between them. There's a train travel between them, which we don't offer, but it's very accessible for your clients. And this year, as every year, again, we're offering packages to the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. We do still have availability. It does sell out very quickly, so for 2012, there still are options available. Okay, well, housekeeping, or probably what's very important to all of you. We do start out with a basic rate of 11% commission on all of our brochure rates. We use Air Transat flights into Glasgow, and we do offer 6% commission on that. Anything that you see discounted or on sale, that goes out at 8%. And groups, we will offer you higher commission on groups. Free places are offered. We will work the group as per your choice, whether you want a net price on it, whether you want a commissionable price on it. We really want to make it fit to work with your agency. When we are putting groups together with you, we can offer 50-50 advertising in any publication of your choice. If you're not too far away, you'll have the pleasure of myself or Mr. Ian Duffy, the president of the company, will come out and put a presentation together for you. So in terms of groups and all that, I think that's about it. That's what we have to offer. I'd like to thank you for all of you who have worked with us in the past very much for your support, and we do look forward to working with you in 2012 and beyond. I think right now, if there's any more questions or anything like that, we're both here, Claire and I. We can
do like that. Maybe you can see us through.
Tag team. And
yeah, if you have any questions for either of us, please fire away. Oh, we see one coming in. Very exciting, this. Us in Scotland, we don't get to experience this kind of excitement very often. But so we went to the hotel, I had a correlated team that... Oh, that is Blythewood Square in Glasgow. Blythewood. It's excellent. Really cool hotel. I've stayed there a couple of times. Very nice. Okay. Very strange, isn't it? Watching them all coming in. 2 at one time. That's exciting. Is that one for you? Yeah.
You most certainly can. Marilyn, you can, I can get your details here. I can send some out, or you can go online to Contact and order them directly from Contact. Or feel free to just call our office toll free and they'll send you out some right away. With our day tours, we actually will send you to the office to be taken, which is on the Royal Mile, and they're all very close to the hotels that we offer. We do. We can't go to each individual hotel to pick up for the day tours. There is a meeting spot, very local, centrally located. My apologies.
Okay. So one coming in.
If we become a specialist, I believe that's for you.
Is that, you mean if you come, sorry, if you become a Scots agent, can you do a self-directed fan? Yes, you can do a DIY. Expo, Visit Scotland Expo is running actually next week, 25th to 26th of April, and this runs annually. Expo is our annual Scottish-only trade event, where you'll meet 250 suppliers, Scottish suppliers. And if you become a Scots agent, you will actually be invited to come to do your fam trip and attend Expo. So you would get to meet all these guys, plus do your fam trip. And as you say, Shelley, you could do a DIY or you could join one of the group fams that we put together. Is there a best time of year to visit Scotland? Well, you know, you're asking the wrong person. No, I'm joking. I would say your best months to visit Scotland are April through September.
Yeah.
That's what you guys would say.
That's pretty much what we would say, and I think you'll find the access to the flights into Scotland are much better from April through to October, the end of September.
Yeah. Shelley, yes, accommodation would be included. We don't pay for flights, but accommodation, food, sustenance, we would do your petrol for your hire as well. So, yeah, that's what we supposed. Best time for golf.
I guess the same thing,
yeah,
really.
Tee times are the biggest thing. Make sure, you know, if you're booking your golf groups, spring's a great time for golf. But we have lots of municipal courses as well as the championship courses which everyone knows about, you know, the Old Course, Glen Eagles, Ailsa Craig. But you also have the municipal courses which you can get a tee time on tomorrow, for example. So, but definitely with golf, I think the key is to be prepared, get your tee time sorted before you come. Don't be disappointed. Okay. Oh, glad. Thank you, Arlene.
Thank you.
Good Scottish name, actually. Is it part? This is part of St Andrews. Eden course. Now, funny, that is not a course I recognise. Part of St Andrews. Do you recognise that?
I'm not familiar with it.
No, I've played St Andrews, and that's not a course. I apologise. I'm not a golf specialist. I don't have a handicap, but that is not a course I recognise. It could be one of the municipals in the St Andrews area. There are quite a few. There's King's Barnes. There's the Old Course. There's the course at Fairmont. But that's not a course I recognise. But you know, if it's saying it's St Andrews, I'm sure it is. You know, and we do have a golf-specific brochure, which for you, Catherine, if that's of relevance, I can get that sent to you, just in case that would give you a bit more information. The Marriott residence in. Oh yeah, Edinburgh. I'm from Edinburgh. There are great buses in Edinburgh, and that's slightly on the south side of Edinburgh, near the Meadows, if you know the Edinburgh at all. Really good. So yes, it's a very easy bus route for you, no problem. Where can I get printed material for your clients? If you need, we can give you generic, but if you're looking for you guys, probably more relevant for you.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're looking for us, our brochure is actually online at royalscottishtours.com. Failing that, we can send you out a brochure, or you can go on to contact itself. I believe we might have some Visit Scotland guides in our office.
Oh, right, okay.
If we do, please contact me and I will send one out for you. If not, we'll work on getting some for you.
Yeah.
Talking about maps, when we have driving holidays, we send maps out with every package for all of our driving holidays. If you want one prior to that for yourself, please get in touch with me and I'll send you out an office copy if it helps.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're a Scots agent as well, you would get part of that collateral and easy access to the collateral for things like that yourself as well. So we have all that easy accessible. Oh, one more. Yeah. Just in this, because we're waiting for a question coming in, just so you know, all our full contact information will be sent out via Emily and Baxter's. So for all of Royal Scottish Tours, and for me, I manage Canada, so if you have any Canada-related questions, you'll get my contact details after this. Right, our Glasgow and Edinburgh airports updated, and more well, right. Edinburgh Airport has had a substantial refurb. In fact, it's now, it's a delight to be in, and I would be very honest, travelling a lot, I used to be a bit like, oh God, Edinburgh, but it's actually really lovely. It has lots more restaurants, lots of shops now, very, very modern, so it's had a lot of investment put into it, and us, from the government perspective, are very proud of it. Glasgow has recently just started its update programme, and will also have finished a full renovation by the end of the year, so very modern indeed, yes. Is that everything? I think that's
That's it.
okay.
We're done.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. We really appreciate you calling into us and listening to our dulcet tones.
Thank you very much, yes indeed, for your patience.
Oh, one last one. Are the shuttle at airport transfers anywhere for clients needing? Yes,
Yes,
there is.
yes, there are.
Yes, there are. Both airports have good shuttle services. Okay, take
Okay,
care.
lovely, bye-bye, thank you.
Bye.